Baxter Yoga. Today I'd like to share with you a different way of working in mountain pose when it comes to the legs. I call this squeeze and spread technique, and it's something I learned from one of my teachers many years ago, and I've rediscovered it lately and been playing with it in my own practice. And it not only strengthens the inner thighs, but it also strengthens the outer legs. And when one brings a slight inner rotation of the thighs, it can spread and open up the back of the pelvic area, which can sometimes feel really good for the sacrum bone and the iliac bones where they meet at the sacroiliac joints. So I've grabbed two blocks today because you don't know what size you might need. It's nice to have a thin one and a thicker one that you can play with. I'm going to guess the thicker one's going to work for me, so I'm going to start with that. I'm going to set my other block off to the side. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a strap that I've looped so that it doesn't slip when I hold on to the circle and let the tail hang down. And I'm going to slip that over my legs. And I'm going to bring it up to about the 3/4 mark on my thighs. So not all the way up to my hips, but pretty close. And then I'm going to give that a little snugness. I'm going to take my block in between my middle thigh area. So the strap's just above that. And then once I've got my block in position and I've adjusted my feet so they come in, I'm going to give the strap a little more cinch so it's pretty firmly on my legs. And then you can just have the tail off to one side. I think we'll tuck it behind me so it's actually like a tail. And then I'm going to make sure my feet are relatively parallel as long as I don't have any old injuries or reasons why I need to have them in or out a little bit. Hopefully you're starting to get to know your legs pretty well when it comes to those sorts of things. And then again, I'm going to start by squeezing in on the block. And then this is the unusual part. With the strap good and snug, I'm going to simultaneously try to press out at the same time. So I'm squeezing in and I'm spreading outward as I maintain a sense of length up to my spine. It's not very exciting for you to look at this, but I want to let you know that I'm indeed both firming in with my inner legs and simultaneously pressing out with my outer legs so that I'm getting a squeeze and spread effect in my leg area, really activating a lot of the muscles on both the inner and the outer thighs. And as I said, this actually feels pretty nice for my hips and lower back. And then once I've got that squeeze and spread set, I think about my thighs maybe turning in just a little bit, not very much. Now, if I tend to be sway backed, I might actually turn my thighs out a little bit, see if that feels better. So you could go either way, depending on your tendency to be a little flat in the lower back or to be a little arched in the lower back, right? So I'm squeezing and spreading. And a lot of my students say, gosh, I don't think I can do those at the same time, but I can tell you from experience that with practice you'll find it. So I'm maintaining the squeeze, getting the spread, and then I'm working my legs nicely. You could take this mountain pose into arms overhead position, even with a little side bending action like the crescent moon that we have on my blog site, Yoga for Healthy Aging, as the 4th variation in arms overhead posture. So check that out and maybe play with that with your legs doing the squeeze and spread. I'm going to release my strap a little bit right now. I'm going to take my block out, and that block was actually pretty good for me, but if you find that this makes you feel really bow-legged with that size block, then use a smaller block. So you have those options of varying how you're using your props. So today's little exploration is a different way to work with mountain pose, firming in and spreading out simultaneously. It's the squeeze and spread for today's little offering. Play with that in your home practice, and I hope that's beneficial for some of you out there. Please follow me on my website at baxterbell.com. Follow me on my blog site, Yoga for Healthy Aging. And don't forget, I have longer practices on the practice channel at the website yogauonline.com. Until the next time, namaste.